North Korea says that its flight tested its new solid-fuel intermediate-range ballistic missile referred to as an IRBM. Now, it's believed to be much harder to detect and is designed to strike remote US targets in the region. North Korea's state media says that the launch on Sunday was a success, although it didn't provide more details than that. South Korea, Japan and the United States have condemned the missile test, which South Korea says flew about 1,000 kilometers before landing in the waters between the Korean peninsula and Japan. Pyongyang says that the latest missile launch is part of regular activities. But analysts say that the timing is a concern, as North Korea's Foreign Minister Choi Sun-hee is in Russia for talks this week. There are fears of increasing weapons trade between the two countries as Moscow scrambles to replenish supplies for its war in Ukraine. CNA's Lim Yun-suk has more for us from Seoul.
North Korea's Foreign Minister Choi Sun-hee is in Russia at the invitation of her Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov. The two had last met in October 2023 in Pyongyang. She will be there until Wednesday, North Korean state media KCNA said, without providing more details. Her visit comes amid rising concerns that Russia may have started using ballistic missiles supplied by North Korea to attack Ukraine. And in exchange, Russia was expected to supply North Korea with fighter aircraft, surface-to-air missiles, and other advanced technologies. Many experts believe that the weapons exchange was agreed between the leaders of the two sides, Kim Jong-un and Russian President Vladimir Putin, when they held a summit meeting in Russia last September. Both countries have denied such claims. South Korea's Unification Ministry warned against such dealings between the two sides.
지난해 9월 러북 정상회담 이후에 양자 간 무기 거래 등 불법적 협력 행위가 지속되고 있는 데 대해서 국제사회는 엄중하게 경고하고 있습니다. 최선희 외무상의 방문에 대해서도 예의주시하고 있다는 점을 북한과 러시아는 분명히 인식해야 할 것입니다.
The ministry also said North Korea should stop thinking that provocations like the latest test launch of its intermediate-range ballistic missiles will help protect its regime, and that North Korea should take the right path to help the people of North Korea. North Korea's KCNA on Monday said it successfully test-fired a new ballistic missile tipped with a hypersonic warhead. This would be the first known weapons test this year and its first ever test of a solid-fuel hypersonic IRBM. Unlike liquid fuel engines, which are fueled up before the launch and cannot stay fueled for too long, solid fuel engines can facilitate a quicker launch with little preparation.
우리 군은 북한의 미사일 발사 시에 즉각 포착하여 추적 감시하였으며 미 일측과 관련 정보를 긴밀하게 공유하였습니다. 이번에 북한의 미사일 발사는 한반도의 평화 안정을 해치는 심각하게 위협하는 명백한 도발 행위로 강력히 규탄합니다.
The latest launch has sparked concerns among experts in South Korea, as this type of weapon could potentially evade missile shields and early warning systems. Lim Yun-suk, CNA, Seoul.
For more, Dasha Chernyshova joins us. She's live for us from Moscow. Dasha, what outcomes might we expect from the meetings between the two foreign ministers here?
Well, as we have heard the Russian Foreign Ministry, the meeting will be taking place on the 16th of January on Tuesday. So Sergei Lavrov will be meeting his North Korean counterpart in the Russian capital. The whole scope of different issues related to the bilateral agenda is to be discussed, as we understand from the Russian officials. And the Kremlin has insisted that given that the dialogue between Moscow and Pyongyang will continue at all levels, Moscow expects these negotiations to be substantial and comprehensive. We don't know whether any sort of documents will be signed during this visit, but at the same time, we understand that the possible meeting with the Russian president is also not being ruled out at this stage. We know that the foreign minister of the DPRK will be in Moscow until the 17th of January, so there is time for that as well. We also understand that Moscow is telling the Western countries that it is not violating any sort of the the international arrangements and the international law when it comes to the sanctions regime against the North Korea. And we understand that Moscow is going to build its partnership and neighborly ties with North Korea, but also in line with the obligations of Moscow when it comes to those international law issues. Moscow has been repeatedly denying being supplied by weapons from any other country, saying that it is capable to serve the needs of a so-called special military operation in Ukraine on its own. And also we understand that it is a return visit because Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov was in North Korea in October. And now the big question is when the Russian president will be paying a visit to North Korea, because he has received an invitation from Kim Jong-un, and the Kremlin has said that the modalities and the timing of Putin's visit to North Korea are now being worked out.
Dasha, thank you for that. Dasha Chernyshova there live for us in Moscow.